my precious peeps. It's Antoinette here. Thanks for coming by for another video. Tonight, we're going to make zucchini soup out of this big old bad boy. I was going to make the pizza out of this, but you know, the truth is I really prefer to make that pizza out of eggplant. So, you know, we're going to do that sometime, but there's a little chill in the air coming for the next couple of days, and I wanted to make some soup for lunch tomorrow. So we're going to do that, and we're going to make it in an Instant Pot. But if you don't have an Instant Pot, that's okay. You can make it right on the stovetop just as well. I got my apron on, ready to roll. Okay. So the first thing I did was I sharpened my knife. So I got this as a product tester. This is, it's like Precisa Sharp. P-R-E-C-I Sharp. S-H-A-R-P. Through the coarse 5 times. And then you put it through the fine, which is a ceramic blade, 5 times. And then there's also a section for a ceramic knife, so, but works great. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to chop off the ends. Now, when I slice this up, see, I'm going to cut this like so, and then like so. So I'm going to cut this in half because what I need to do is scoop out these seeds. So I'm going to de-seed it, chop it up, just roughly chop. It doesn't matter because it's all going to be ground up into soup anyway. Here are my zucchini all gutted out like this. Now, so this would be like equivalent, I would say, to about 5 regular size zucchinis, okay? And then I'm going to take 2 small white onions, and now I'm going to chop them up in my, which is a workout, my Vidalia Chop Wizard Elite. This is on its last leg, but that's okay. I'm going to throw it out right after I use this because I ordered the Super Duper Pro Wizard today. The blade's really dull now. It went through, all right. But this is so simple. I just love this Vidalia Wizard. I do a product review of the new one. You'll see how easy it is. Because this isn't, see, it's not going through. Look, it's a mess. All right, come on. I should try to chop it up a little more. Okay, I'll get it through. All right. Try again. All right. Okay, so it just couldn't take so much action. All right. Okay, so the Wizard, it's also a measuring cup. So let's see, this way. All right, so it looks like I have about 1.5 cups of chopped onion. But I do love the Wizard because it is just makes chopping of onions so easy. And it comes in 2 different sizes, like so. I did show you this once in a very early video of mine. All right, so I'm going to grab the olive oil. I'm just going to put some oil in the bottom of my Instant Pot. Just a little. And then I'm going to put the onions in the bottom. Now, I would put some garlic in here, but I realized that I'm out. So, you know, you use what you have. So I have some garlic powder, so I'm just gonna throw a bit of that in there. It depends on how much garlic you like. That's an individual taste thing. Celery is in the same family. As far as spice goes, celery goes good with zucchini. So, and basil goes good with both celery and zucchini. So I'm going to take the rest of the celery that I have. I mean, the celery, it's on its last leg, and so, you know, I always try to use whatever I have left over. So I'm just going to slice this up, chop up the zucchini, and get it in the pot. Okay, so I have everything chopped up, but it's not all going to fit in my Instant Pot, so we're going to do it a different way. I measured it instead, so what we're looking at is we're going to do it by the cup size. So I have 3 cups of the chopped zucchini, and in about this size. So then I had the 2 chopped onions and about 1.5 cups of the celery. So those are the measurements. And that's going to fill up my mini, which is only a 3-quart Instant Pot. So I'm just going to saute it for a little while till they're slightly tender. And then we will be adding the remaining ingredients to the soup. I sauteed for about 15 minutes in the Instant Pot. So it looks about like that. It's fork tender, but not too cooked down. It smells really good. And we're only going to add a few more ingredients. So now I want to put in, well, originally I was planning on 5 cups of chicken stock, but I used the Kirkland Organic. Let's see how many my Instant Pot will take. My ingredients in the pot were the 2 small white onions, the 1 cup of the celery chopped, and the 3 cups of the zucchini, and 4 cups of the chicken stock. Now to that, now generally I really did want to stop and get some fresh basil, but I just completely forgot. But I do have this in the pantry. I got this from Aldi's. This is the organic stir-in basil paste. So we'll have the flavor. We're going to go with that. I would use like a handful. So I'm going to use about half of this tube. I used the whole tube of basil. It's really not that much. This is only 2.8 ounces of basil. Alright, salt and pepper, and that's it. Here, I'm going to take this off. This is very fine pink salt, and it gets stuck. Ooh. Salt. And pepper. To taste. Okay, I'm going to stir this up. And it's definitely fork tender. Oh, one last ingredient. A splash of red wine vinegar. Just for a little acid. There we go. Okay. There we have it. Now, I'm going to put the Instant Pot on. So plug it back in. And put it on soup. 30 minutes, pressure cook. Ooh, we gotta put it on ceiling. Oh, so 10. Okay, so I put it on ceiling, soup for 16 minutes. I think that'll do it, 16 minutes. All right, we'll see you in 16 minutes. Okay, we're back. The Instant Pot went off. I actually kept it on, I put it on soup and cooked it for 30 minutes on soup rather than pressure cook on the 16. So it just went off, so we can vent it. we'll let that go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cool it off a bit and blend it up. You can either do it in a big blender. I'm going to use my NutriBullet because I don't want to go to the garage and pull out my blender. Or you could even use an immersion blender. But we're going to want to blend it all up into a creamy soup. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to give it a chance to cool off. Go watch some TV. And then I will come back when it's cool enough to blend some up. And then we'll take a look at it from there. Back in a flash. I have 1 pitcher full that I mixed up here in the NutriBullet. Looks like it's going to take me 3 pitchers of this. So I poured it in there. It's still hot, but I can still touch it. So it only takes a few seconds. That's it. It's very important not to go above the max line though, because that's when all hell breaks loose. Alright, I've got the heavy whipping cream out. And I'm just going to measure, just, to give you a gauge. But I'm thinking that this pot will probably need about a 1/4 cup, at least. 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm just going to swirl that in there. And then I just want to give it a taste test. So it is at this point that you want to taste it to see if you need any more salt and pepper. And we definitely need more salt. And I also think that it was a great decision to use that whole tube of basil. It wasn't too much. It was actually quite perfect for this. I would have preferred fresh, but it's pretty darn tasty. All right, a little more pepper. All right. And then I'm just going to give that a stir. And I do think that's plenty of heavy whipping cream, the 1/4 cup. And I'm just going to throw in 1 can of Kirkland's diced tomatoes. Ooh, there we have it. Ooh, okay. Now let's take a taste. It's perfect. There you have it, my peeps. Zucchini, basil, celery soup. It's delicious. It's a little bit of work, but mostly it's the blending it up in the blender. But if you have like a Ninja or something like that, then it'd be a lot quicker. But I got, of course, something from the 60s in the garage that I actually use. So it's either the NutriBullet or that old thing. So I'll show that to you someday. We'll see you next time, my precious peeps. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And we'll see you next time. I'm in my lunchroom at work. It's the next day. And, before I eat all this wonderful soup, I just wanted to tell you how fantastic, how fantastic it is after all of the flavors melded together. And I really do like the tomato in there. So, see, let me show you what I have to deal with all the time. So here's our lunchroom. Yeah, this is typical. Yeah, there were 2 of those Kringles, and there's always bread. Anyway, that's just one of the carb tables, but all right, this is really fantastic. I'm telling you, this soup is delicious and so very healthy. Try it. We'll see you next time, peeps. It's better than it looks.